Hello and welcome to the Fletcher Friday Report. Today is Friday, June 12th, 2026. Today we're going to look at the performance of Fletcher, compare it to the S&P, and see how the signals are doing. Fletcher is an algorithm I created. It signals buy, hold, and sell for 3 to 6 stocks at a time, and the signals are monthly. About me, I'm an individual investor. I'm not providing personal financial advice. I created Fletcher to hold me to a plan that was not emotional. Can we talk about the market in general? What a week. What a difference a week makes, in fact. I know that the news has been full of SpaceX, the IPO that happened earlier today. It had a good day, up about 20% for the day. It was up into 30% for a moment. It'll be interesting to see how that performs over the next week, month, years. Fun one to watch for sure. As for me, I did not participate in the IPO. My focus is in a different part of the market, and Fletcher is a big part of my focus. We had signals on June 1st. They went into the red immediately. We had a pretty rocky week, first week of June. And as of today, they're now in the green, those signals from June 1st, which is nice after a week or so. They were hit hard, but in typical Fletcher form, they're resilient and have shown to be positive so far. And just as an FYI, 2 out of 3 of the signals that Fletcher sends out based on backtesting are positive. So Fletcher doesn't always hit green on every signal, but the odds are in favor of Fletcher for sure. Let's take a minute and look at some actual numbers. So as noted, this week was quite a week in the market. Fletcher is actually up 19% this week. And compared to the S&P is up 1%. These numbers are approximate and rounded. Since the first of the month, obviously we've had a couple of weeks that have been really dynamic, and Fletcher is sitting at 7% for the month. And the S&P is showing a negative 2% for the month. Where it really gets interesting is when you look at the year to date. While the S&P is showing positive at 9%, Fletcher is sitting at 191%. And I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't experienced it personally. I've noted before that we have backtesting all the way to 2018. I did not start investing until January of this year. I'm actually seeing these gains in my personal portfolio as well. And obviously that makes me happy. This week I've spent some time in some of the investing forums online and finding a trend of sorts where there are a lot of new investors that are posting and asking how to get started. And they're kind of stuck. They don't know where to start. And I chime in now and then, saying things like just open a Fidelity account or any of the brokerages. Robinhood seems to be popular with the younger crowd. And just start. I obviously would not recommend a newbie looking at day trading or individual stocks. So I'm the kind of guy that, for myself, I started with mutual funds, and I think that's a great way to start. I am curious, how do you engage people that are new to investing, and what would you recommend they do to get started? Another aspect of the forums are people asking how to invest. So maybe they've been investing and they're looking to do day trading or learning how to read charts, that sort of thing. And for myself, I'm not much of a chart reader. I do not day trade. I've been suggesting ETFs for a significant part of their portfolio. For me, ETFs play a role in my portfolio. Fletcher has actually overtaken that role, not necessarily by design, but by performance. So that's been interesting to watch. Let me know how you engage in different forums regarding investing. Do you have a soapbox? Something that you like to tell people that's basically your go-to and you have high conviction about? Let me know. It'd be interesting to hear that. Well, like I said, what a week in the market. I'm wondering what we'll be talking about next week. Thank you for listening today. Let me know what questions you have. To learn more about Fletcher and the algorithm, go to FletcherInvestor.com. Have a great week, and let's connect again next Friday.